Go give me a wheel. Which one? The one that says Face Smasher. We're back.
We're back on the Jawbreaker.
We're back for episode 2 of the Jawbreaker. Hashtag Jawbreaker. Since the last time you were here, we've gotten quite a bit done. Let's see, let's go down the list. All the brakes, the firewall panel, the suspension's been finished out, the rear end's been finished out. I've got the brakes hanging with brake lines on the rear, and the steering column, master cylinder. I decided to go with the Willwood pedal box because it was cost effective. It was easier and cheaper for me to buy the pedal box than it was to make it. I couldn't justify making it for the amount that I could pay for having it done. Another reason why I decided to do their pedal box was I called Willwood and talked to them about the master cylinder bore for my brake setup on this thing. And in the front I have the FC or ARC-7 calipers and Mini Cooper rotors, and based on the cylinder bores for the pistons and those, they were saying I needed to use a 5/8 bore. So they don't make a dual output 5/8 bore, so I needed to run a 5/8 bore dual master cylinder, and I wasn't going to make a pedal assembly that used both, or one for the rear and one for the front. So I just went ahead and made more sense to buy theirs. So basically, technically you could say the brake setup on this car is Mazda, because the rear brake calipers are Mazda Protege or Ford Escort. They're front calipers, not rear, and this is a design of my own based on availability, and I've used it before on my other T72. It has, I definitely wanted to keep the 4-lug pattern on this car. I didn't want to switch to a 5. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of, I guess it's for maybe the same reason NASCAR still uses lug nuts. I don't know why they do, but anyway, I decided to leave the 4-lug, wanted to keep that. So it is 240SX S13 front rotors. The rotors had to be modified to fit on the 8.8. The axles had to be modified to fit inside the rotors. Then Ford Escort or Mazda Protege front calipers. Dual calipers, one on the front, one on the back. One's designated for the brakes and one's designated for the handbrake. Since you were here last, I got the exhaust pretty much made up. I just have to finish welding it, doing the headers and down pipes, I guess you could say. They don't really go down, but they go around, and then the whole mid pipe and back section or side section of the exhaust. It's all done. Just have to finish weld it and then reinstall it. All the front suspension and front end got finished, welded. Headlights got mounted. They're kind of top secret. If you're clever, you can figure out what happened there. But the headlights are done. The grill and everything, the radiator got put in. It's not totally mounted, but it's not going to be mounted by much. You know, if I have any issues where I'm going to mush a corner into something, it's probably going to be the least of my trouble. The intake's pretty much done. I don't want to bolt it down yet because I need to do wiring and the starter's underneath it. So The other thing that is done is the fuel lines are run. I don't have the fuel cell made yet, but I'm still trying to figure out the fuel sending unit for gauge, and then I'll make the fuel cell. But fuel lines are run, fuel lines are made for the engine bay. That's done. Gotta get some wiring, do some wiring soon. Made the steering wheel, made the steering column, and I think I said that in the previous video, we were gonna make that stuff. Definitely said I was gonna make the seats. I started those, I got those going. Still got a little work to do to them to get them to where I could actually see where I'm gonna put them and how I'm gonna mount them in the car. I've made them to where I want to sit really low, as low as I can in the car. And then I got to work on the back seat, but obviously I can't drive the car without a driver's seat, so that has to be made first. Passenger seat and rear seat is going to be, it's not as important, but it's definitely going in. I'm probably going to leave a lot of the work that's been done exposed so people can enjoy looking at it and enjoy riding in the car with me. And there's going to be accent pieces that I make to personalize this car. Not that it's not very personalized as it is, but to trim it out. And I'm going to probably leave all the underneath the dash exposed, but I may do like a dash cap or a kind of a visor to what was the dash or where the dash used to go. And but I want to keep it real simple. I want you to be able to see how this car functions and everything about it when you ride in it, or you look at it at a show or an event or whatever, or you catch it at the gas station. So if y'all are wanting to check this thing out in person, I can give you a good idea where I'm going to be as far as events go this season or this year in 2017. Formula D that's probably going to be at Formula D with this car. Hopefully at Formula D with this car. Definitely the first event I will definitely be at. We can do it'll probably be like a meet and greet. Is the Final Fitment show. It's going to be in Hiwassee, Georgia at the fairgrounds. It comes June 3rd and 4th weekend. You guys check those guys out on Instagram and Facebook. That's Final Fitment. I'm going to be hitting the Southern Fresh show this year with all the guys from Southern Fresh, and I want to hit I don't know, we'll see how the year goes. I'd like to think that somebody would want this thing at SEMA, but we'll see. I don't know. It's hard when you make everything. The vendors are like, well, you don't have any other stuff on your car. So, if this is the first time you're seeing this car or any of the builds that I've got to date, then and you want to see more, go check me out on Facebook at Cutworm Specialties, or Instagram at Cutworm Specialties Inc. and Snapchat at J Greenstone _Greenstone. I don't even know what it is.
J_Greenstone.
Is it J_Green? All right. Yeah, that one. So there, and then I don't know. Probably mostly on Instagram. That's probably my choice as far as social media. I do the most content on there. If you want to check out products and apparel or whatever you want to rep the shop, go check me out at cutwormspecialties.com. I got spike lug nuts and hats and shoes and clothes and food and groceries and gloves. The isotoner gloves. And
go get it.
That's what I'm missing. I need to put a glove box over here for my isotoner gloves.